Hey, me Tammy Lowe, and I'm going to remind you about the importance of checking your yard for low spots. So let me just give you an example here. I'm just walking around. There's some low spots there. I know that's going to get worse in the spring. There's low spots here. We are out here frequently walking, so the ground is really compressed, plus it's frozen. Low spots here. And then let me show you over here. We walk through this area quite often throughout the year in the growing season, so for sure it's compressed and lower than everything else. And then, holy smokes, this is so close to the duck area, we could possibly make it a pond, you know? And that's not a bad option for some people. If your land has a natural low spot and you want to contain the water into the low spot, you can make a small pond or two and keep the water where you want it to be. And then you can also use that as a reservoir for your gardens during drought times. Let me walk over here. Our chicken coop does not have gutters right now, but when it does have gutters, they'll be attached to rain barrels, and I could use that water that comes from the gutters. So right now the water here is just running off of the top and coming all down here. The ducks have dug holes next to these tiles anyway, so there's lots of water here, which I know they're very happy there. Sorry, little duck. But now it's also covering my pavers. So when I come out tomorrow and it's frozen, I know I have to use I usually use like a really small spade, and I actually poke it in the ground as I walk, and then I maintain my traction that way. I think I also bought some attachments I can put on my shoes that are made for ice, so that I won't slip on the ice that's going to form from all this water. So you can see back there, there's lots of water over there because we have that awning right there, right? That tarp. So the water's going to come down naturally. Our coop, we put him on 2x6 boards, so they're off the ground. The coop is off the ground itself, the floor of the coop. So it's not going to get affected by the water. But it's just something to kind of consider too if you're deciding to put sheds or critter shelters that you may have to deal with water. And so you're not going to want to put those kinds of things near current water sources or creeks, even if they're really shallow. But you also want to elevate them and not just have a concrete slab. So you want that slab to actually be elevated too, maybe on top of a mound of soil if you can. And then you want that soil reinforced so it doesn't break away. So I know that the water's coming in here. Eventually it flows down this way. It's a little bit downhill this way. Hi, Pearl. She doesn't care. She's coming out anyway. But if I did not have these blocks here, these patio blocks, the soil here will just float away, whichever direction the rain is or the streams are flowing. And then here the water stops. It doesn't continue to go down this way to the coop or the chicken run, although I could make it drain that way. I'm gonna have to think of something probably. It does, here you can see my feet. You can see how deep it is right now. It's getting there. If I go down in here, it might go past my shoes. I don't know. But what I would like to do, I'm pretty sure, is I'm going to dig out here, and I might even, yes, I'm going to dig out here, and then I'm going to put in like a French drain, and I'll have some drain tiles probably along here too. So that's going to channel the water this way. So it's not toward the house, but it's also not going to be at the duck area. Yeah, because it's real wet. And like I said, tomorrow the well, overnight the temps are going to rise and then they're going to plummet with our bombogenesis, and every pool of standing water and everything that's wet is just going to freeze. It's almost like a flash freeze. Not an ice storm, but a flash freeze. And so whatever's in position is going to stay that way until it thaws again. And they're talking about it may be a week or so before we get another thaw. So yeah, so check your land, look for and take pictures of, so you don't have to remember, just take a picture of it so that you can come back in the spring and say, you know, what do we want to do about this? Or God forbid, I mean, well, hopefully we get some really warm days, or maybe a warm stretch, so you could do some remediation before the giant spring melt that will be coming, because it will be coming. So again, we have had our winter preview, our trial of winter. We still have January and February and maybe even March to deal with snow. And then now we are having like a spring preview. This is not mud season, this is water season, water and ice season. So if you are wise, you'll see what you can do now to take care of it before it becomes an issue later. I'm gonna see if I can find those shoes, those strap-on things I can put on my shoes and walk on the ice, and if they work, I'll show them to you tomorrow. All right, check your yards. It's very important. Very, very, very important. It's crucial, because water always wins. This has been Tammy Lowe, the Lazy Northern Gardener. I help busy people like you grow beautiful food gardens for humans and for pollinators.